Buildings are the second largest contributor of greenhouse gas emissions here in the state of Washington, but they're the fastest growing source. So in order for the state to meet our greenhouse gas emissions limits in statute, there's a lot of work we need to do in the state's largest existing buildings.
As buildings age and systems wear out, how are we planning for the capital investment needs, to keep them operationally sound and, more importantly, more energy efficient? We had to meet 120% of the energy efficiency performance of a brand new building of similar size. And that got us into talking with McKinstry.
Seattle Colleges was one of our first schools to come to us and said, we know CBPS is coming, CBPS being Clean Building Performance Standards. We have some things down, but we also know that we have a lot on our plate and we need your help. What can we have you do, and then what can we do in-house? So they came to us really early when things started getting passed, and we chipped away at CBPS instead of taking it in one big fail swoop, which I think has been really helpful with Seattle Colleges, because funding is always the biggest issue with any higher ed institution, but especially with community and technical schools. They get very limited funding.
It's not always this huge, flashy, nice building with, all these retrofits or all these cool things. Having your built environment be one that's energy efficient, that is conscious of their energy consumption, their water consumption, just their impact on environment, I think is very important.
Seattle Colleges has done a great job of accessing the resources that they have available to them. They received nearly an $800,000 grant to audit 13 buildings across 3 campuses. They also received a grant to electrify their culinary kitchen in the South Seattle campus, which was just an incredible project to see.
The driving motivation now is not just how do we become more efficient, but how do we make the college even more central to the survivability of the community and, frankly, to make our contribution on climate commitment.
I really think looking at these laws that are coming through as assets instead of requirements is a really good way to reframe and how they can help people's facilities.
So there are numerous benefits and opportunities for building owners complying with the standard, namely reducing operating costs. A well-implemented operations and maintenance program can save on average 10 to 15% in utility costs annually. It improves the health of the building occupants. It increases value of those buildings. So there are many benefits that result from compliance.
We help them with a facility condition assessment at both Central and at North, because you can't have an energy management plan and an operations and maintenance plan if you don't know what you have. But also, if you don't know what you have, how can you maintain it and operate it? And that was really key to Seattle Colleges. Not looking at CBPS as just a box that they had to check, but really something that can help their facilities team be better in their jobs, but also not be everyday hair on fire.
If you think about the value of why having a partner over time, not on the individual project, but over time, who understands you, who understands your physical plant, and who has their eyes on the fact that, even if you haven't thought about it, here's what you need to be thinking about in terms of investments you're going to need to make.
I think Seattle Colleges is doing an incredible job of setting an example for public institutions on decarbonizing buildings, decarbonizing district energy systems, and taking advantage of all of the opportunities that are available.
The main thing is trust. Seattle Colleges trusts McKinstry, and trust isn't something that just happens overnight, right? We had to earn that trust. McKinstry comes to Seattle Colleges with ideas. It's not just Seattle Colleges coming to us for things. And there's always a give and take in everything. And I think that's really key to our relationship being so strong.
Everyone in the college wanted this to happen. They wanted the solar, they wanted building automation systems that worked smoothly. They wanted all these things to help.
It isn't just about the curriculum, it isn't just about the pedagogy. It's also about making people feel like this is their second home. And if I can have proven that we can use things like the Climate Commitment Act and the Clean Building Performance Standards as the impetus to make that a better solution for them, then I'll be really happy.